everyone, Paul Bertorelli reporting for AvWeb. No AirVenture this year, but I still got the t-shirt. Can't take it Oshkosh, so instead we're offering a series of virtual trade show videos to show some of the new products on the horizon. These are sponsored videos, and in this edition we're talking to John Frasca of Frasca International, who you will recognize as a pioneer in aircraft simulation of all sizes. So John, if we were at Oshkosh in the trade booth, we would be talking about the RTD, which is a product you've been rolling out for some time now. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we introduced the RTD 2 years ago at Oshkosh. It's a general aviation flight training device, or advanced aviation training device by the latest nomenclature. And it was something our customers had been asking for. You know, our company's been building simulators for 60 years. Dad started with a very generic device used for instrument procedures training. And as we grew over those 60 years, we kept making that device more and more complicated to meet customer needs. The result was we ended up with a very sophisticated aircraft-specific device for a Cessna 172 or a Cirrus or a Diamond, but it didn't meet every market, every customer's need. So what we started hearing customers asking for was kind of a throwback to the original purpose of the original device, a basic instrument procedures trainer. We looked at those requirements and things we had built in the past and technology we had available and came up with a set of requirements for the RTD. And those included, customers need something that's extremely reliable, and that's that's a given in the market, I guess. But we wanted to make ours stand above, so from a reliability standpoint, it's overbuilt. The structures are made of steel. The flight controls are made by Frasca. They're very robust. You can slam them, abuse them, and they still work. It's a very realistic simulator. We wanted it to have very positive training, so we put in real avionics software. We get it from Garmin and other sources. It's the same software used in the airplane, and that assures us that it flies and feels the same as in the airplane. The aerodynamics, well, Frasca has been building simulators that have been FAA certified as both full flight simulators and FTDs. So we have the software and the flight test data to do a good quality aerodynamic simulation. That means that what the pilot feels in the simulator and experiences is all backed up and the same as what you get in the aircraft. Of course, the customers are operating, training schools are operating a whole range of aircraft, so we needed the RTD to be reconfigurable. We can change panels and controls, and it's a Cessna 172 with G1000. Change a panel, it's a Cessna 172 with steam gauges. Or we can make it a Seminole, or we can make it a Diamond, or an Archer. So we've got a range of aircraft to meet the larger requirements of the industry.
Now, if a customer buys this and has multiple airplanes in the fleet, is it practical for them to get a configurable trainer that they can switch from one to the other?
Yes. So the idea is you buy the kits you think you need. A Cessna and a Seminole is a popular combination. And in a matter of a few minutes, you can change the panels out and the software out, and it'll fly and resemble that particular aircraft type. And it's, like I say, very realistic. It's not just a close approximation. It's a precise approximation of the aerodynamics and the avionics.
What features have you added recently?
The product, the RTD is an innovative product. We, instead of using a classic workstation with desktop software for the instructor station, we used a web-based instructor station. This means the instructor can control the simulator with a tablet or his iPhone. We've just keep adding fidelity and more features to the instructor station, so there's different reposition capabilities, and we add visual features where we add additional weather conditions and environmental controls.
So what is the general market direction for these things? What kind of flight schools are buying them?
So our first customer for the RTD was actually the first customer from Frasca over 60 years ago, and that was American Flyers. They've got flight schools across the country and have used Frasca simulators for all that time. They were one of the driving forces that drove us back to the basics of what this device needed to be. So they're one type of customer, a commercial flight training school. We're also selling them to universities. Metro Metro in Denver is a big customer of ours, and they've bought the RTD, as has Liberty University. They bought several of them. Liberty is an interesting case because they also use our more advanced FTDs. So what they've discovered is the RTD mixed with the FTD makes a great training combination. You can get the procedures down in the RTD and then go to the FTD to get the very aircraft specific needs done.
And what price ranges are we talking about? Bottom of the line, top of the line?
Well, a basic RTD and then Steam configuration is a $50,000 device. And you can push the kits with all of them that are available to well over $100,000.
Okay, we'll break there for a few seconds, and when we come back, we'll talk about the connected sim.
Frasca is the leading general aviation simulator manufacturer for more than 60 years with more than 3,000 systems delivered. Frasca's advanced static and full motion flight simulators for GA includes air transports, helicopters, business jets, and turboprops used worldwide. Leading independent flight schools, airlines, and universities depend on Frasca's continuous improvement in simulator technology and support. Frasca simulators are manufactured in the USA and backed by round-the-clock service teams. Now, Frasca is developing new cloud-based technology to bring remote flight instructors and student pilots together anywhere, anytime, and in real time for one-on-one training without travel. And Frasca's line of reconfigurable training devices add multiple airframe flexibility without the cost of replacing entire systems. Frasca's focus on realistic flight training solutions brings advanced, ultra-high fidelity simulators and Garmin avionics together in systems that exactly duplicate in-flight avionics functions like the Garmin G1000 NXI.
Okay, John, we're back. Tell us about the connected sim. This is a new feature for you, or I guess a new program.
Yeah, the connected sim is an exciting new technology at Frasca. What we're trying to do is realize that a simulator is not a device in isolation. It needs a lot of support services to make it happen. So what we did with the connected sim is develop a group of cloud-based software applications that the simulator connects to. What you can kind of liken it to what happens with the Peloton bikes, Peloton treadmills, and things like that, where users get on their machine and then they have a trainer someplace else. We can do that now with the RTD and our other simulators, where the simulator connects to the cloud, and then instructors can connect to the cloud. But it's much more than that. So the instructor is remotely located, can control the simulator, does it through the cloud, and the cloud is a very friendly environment, one that people are used to. Once we're connected to the cloud, it acts as a hub. And with that, we can provide access control of the simulator so that the user basically has to log into the simulator to fly it. We can provide scheduling services, so a user can, from home, see when the simulator is available, schedule his time, schedule his instructor, and then use the device at the appropriate time. And of course, with scheduling, there's going to be a payment mechanism where the user puts in money into his account and pays for the simulator that way. We have scenario capability where scenarios are stored in the cloud, can be loaded into the simulator to set up the conditions that the pilot wants to fly. And the instructors, like we say, can remotely control the simulator. They can either leverage those scenarios or individually control the simulator, turning failures on and off, repositioning the simulator, setting the environment. The entire flight is always recorded, and so the files are there in the cloud for the student to review at any time, or to use in conjunction with debriefing tools, so we can kind of automate the process of how the student did. Uh, this leads to the concept of record keeping. Did you fly the simulator? How did you do? And of course, that ties in with learning management systems, which take it to a higher level in terms of, universities may want to use a learning management system to keep track of curriculums and progress of the students. And we also anticipate there'll be ATC simulation tied with this, as well as, like I say, the hub concept allows all types of services to tie to the simulator, and they may not always be Frasca services. We envision that the connected sim will be an open architecture, allowing other software developers to develop tools for the simulator.
And I assume that the connected sim will apply to any of the products?
Yeah, it's launching and in beta test on the RTD right now, but the goal would be that it's a very powerful tool, and it works for a small flight school, it works for a university environment, it works for a military organization. All of these types of training organizations have the same problem of controlling the simulator, managing lessons, keeping track of performance. So the problem, as we see it now, is being done either manually or with pieces of software that are disconnected. We're designing this system very robustly to allow these different tools to come together in a very friendly user experience.
Okay, John Frasca, thanks very much for the update on this product, and I hope the next time we meet it will be in person at Oshkosh.
Thank you. Very much enjoyed talking about these products, and look forward to seeing them hit the market. Thank you.
This is Paul Bertorelli reporting for AvWeb. You've been watching our virtual trade show for 2020. Thanks for watching.